discussing. And I would just like to recall here, because there are other people in this room, such as Kwachi, who is an affiliate member of ours, Africa Tourism Partners, Mr. Salif Usido, who's also an expert who's been working with us from the Africa region, as well as Sandra, because we work with several tourism boards, CEOs of tourism board. Mr. Ajiman was there, even Mr. Digu, as well as so many others who connected since yesterday to try to make a core group of the discussion that we brought here today and try to continue going forward. So I will stop here. Of course, the pledge is publicly available because it's comments that came from you as our member states. And now I will ask Sandra to support in giving a few cues on how do we move forward now with implementing this action plan that we've been working on. So I will thank you.
Thank you very much, Elsia. I'll just focus on two key issues. I think what came from the discussion, and we all know branding is about the perception of someone else about us, either we're a country, a person, an industry, or an export brand. And to work on that, this is our mandate, and this is what we are here to help you with. Brand Africa is obviously made of everything that happens in Africa and beyond. Individual country brands influence Brand Africa, and Brand Africa influences individual country brands in a very direct way. So we're here to continue working with individual countries. We started doing training on social media. To South Africa's point, very important to foster the presence and own your narrative on social media. We did a very interesting exercise yesterday in the workshops about it, and we Googled some of the destinations, and it was interesting to see who is talking about you, so who is actually saying about your destination, and how can we change that? So we will continue, and it's one of the pillars of the action plan, training, capacity building in digital marketing, and in social media for the national tourism organizations. We need to empower the people that are communicating, so count on us for that. The second point is research. I think it came often from the discussions, what people think. So we are committed to develop further research on the perception, both what is being said on social media, social listening, but also what is being searched for. And again, coming to yesterday's session, we did an exercise on Namibia, and someone said, no, hiking is not important. And apparently it's the fifth point searched for on Google connected to Namibia travel. So we need to know more, and data and information is key. So that's the second point. And the third point, and probably the Secretary General will develop, so I will not get into that point, is we will be working with individual countries to strengthen your communication and branding and marketing, especially in this challenging moment where the market is still facing significant barriers. And we also know that is a market that will be smaller in the coming 2 years than it was in pre-pandemic. So with that said, count on us. We're part of your team, and we're here to continue the path with you. With that, I give the floor back to Michelle.
Thank you, Sandra. That's a wonderful pledge indeed, the Windhoek Pledge and Action Plan on Advocating Brand Africa. And now it's come to that time of the evening where we have to say goodbye. But before we do that, I'd like to call on Mr. Zurab Polalik-Ashvili, our Secretary General, UNWTO, to come and say the last few remarks.
Thank you, Michelle. Let me to thank you again for your active participation yesterday, today. It was a pleasure. Honestly, today I was expecting more different kind of meeting because the idea was to think more, talk more, give more ideas how to build this roadmap which we are going to deliver with the with Interbrand. We didn't come here to teach to someone something. You know, we came here to work, and why? Let me to explain. Because it was April when we announced the first time Inspiration Challenge for Africa. We asked to all our member states to deliver us the best ideas about Africa. Unfortunately for comments we've got that time, the winners were 10 countries from Europe, and there was only 2 countries from Africa. Then in social media started a big campaign that how these people can teach us. I mean, the mood was very negative. So for that reason, we decided to come here to sit down with you and talk with you. After today's discussion, I mean, it converted in more political talks than workshop. For that reason, I think that I need a time to think how we will develop, because we came all to do it with the heart. If we will not do it with the heart, we will do this project anyway, but it will be fake. The idea is to make something nice with the passion, with the mood we came really here. So I promised, and I can't say no, and we will continue, of course, the project with Namibia, if of course, you need us. Same with Cabo Verde, because we are committed this year to present for Commission for Africa concrete project, and Minister himself, he is very interested in. But regarding Africa, let's think. Maybe it's wrong way to do. Maybe you know better African companies locally, and we will be more than happy to talk with them and to collaborate them. The doors are open for everyone. But we need to be united. It was mentioned many times today. Let's see. We will think, we will talk with them. Because we have to spend resources. First of all, intellectual resources. The second, human resources. And then financial resources. So if we don't see the future of the project, it's better to don't start and don't waste all these 3 kind of resources. So many thanks. I'm a little bit emotional because I was expecting the other kind of discussion this afternoon, but don't worry, we will continue the way. This train has to run, I think, and we will be back. We will find the methodology how to do it, how to make it happen. If it will work, it will work. If not, we will stay at the same stage where we are. That's it. Thank you very much. I want to wish you all of you safe trip. Many thanks to be with us here, and hope we will continue now virtually as we did many times to communicate. We will send some questionnaires. We will talk also our partners, and then we will move on, I think so. Many thanks. Best regards to your families, to your colleagues, and wish you health first of all, and bon voyage. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our Secretary General. Sir, you and your team did an outstanding job here, and Namibia is really grateful to you. Thank you so much. Please give them a big round of applause. And it gives me great pleasure now to call on our Honourable Deputy Minister for Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Ms. Heather Zabungo.
Good afternoon once again. SG, apologies of what happened this afternoon. That's what happens when you deal with politicians. You know, the time we'll think as politicians that we are with technical people, it's already too late. So always expect that when you are with politicians. All protocol observed. You know, it's always bad to say goodbye. And I'm a person who I always feel very saddened when a historical event like this comes to an end. On behalf of the Namibian government and the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the UNWTO and their collective leadership and wisdom for choosing Namibia Windhoek to host the UNWTO Regional Conference on Strengthening Brand Africa for the swift recovery of the tourism sector, year 2021. This conference was convened with the aim of supporting our efforts at continental level for the swift revival of tourism and to negate the collapse of this important sector to our national economies as a result of the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Namibian government is exceedingly thankful to the UNWTO under the leadership of the Secretary General for this noble effort and support to Africa. I'm furthermore thankful to the African Union Commission and the Africa Union Development Agency, NEPAD, for its support and the active leadership you are showing in the recovery of the sector from the pandemic. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all of you that played a role in making this conference a reality. I give particular thank you to Ambassador Albertus Achamab, Namibian ambassador to France, who has been so instrumental to the whole process from its conception to its realization. Thank you, Ambassador. We are furthermore delighted and grateful for the overwhelming support we have received from ministers responsible for tourism and heads of delegation representing African states at this conference. Equally, I would like to take this moment to give my thanks to all of you that have been taken the time to participate, both physical and visual, in this conference at such an uncertain and difficult time. Let me thank the various stakeholders of tourism sector, government representatives, international organizations, and UN agencies, industry experts from Africa and beyond, as well as all guests and delegates for your inputs and participation in this conference. In his absence, I give thanks to His Excellency President Dr. Hage Godfrey Geingob for official opening this conference, for spearheading the International Tourism Revival Initiative here in Namibia. I thank you for your commitment and support to this important sector. Director of Proceedings, distinguished invited guests and delegates, I'm confident that we have done justice to the objective of this conference and that we have laid a solid foundation to rejuvenate the tourism sector and better brand, promote and market our Africa brand. As a sought-after tourism destination for travelers, I call on all of us to take the necessary action for better reposition, promote and market Africa as a destination for leisure travel and business partnerships with good and positive stories through our media houses and other communication mediums. As we conclude this conference, I look forward to the strengthened collaboration between our countries and tourism companies in the field of tourism for survival of the sector and the livelihood of our citizens, who largely depends on the tourism economy. Let us build on the alliances we have made here this week and on the agreements we have signed to develop tangible synergies and common approaches between our countries to further strengthen the position of the continent. Director of Proceedings and distinguished invited guests, delegates, let me conclude by thanking you all again for accepting our invite and being part of this important UNWTO Regional Conference for strengthening the brand Africa for the swift recovery of tourism sector. I wish you all safe journeys back home and to your respective countries. Namibia salutes you. I thank you. God bless you all.
Our Honourable Deputy Minister, thank you very much for those fine remarks and thank yous. And just from my side, it is official now that we will be closing this wonderful UNWTO regional conference. I'm sure that you've all been inspired and filled with passion to go out and to be strengthening Brand Africa for the swift recovery of the tourism sector. We thank you for coming to Namibia. We thank you for supporting us. I'm so proud to be a Namibian, but I'm especially proud today. Thank you so much for joining us. Travel safely, be safe. Thank you.
to rediscover